nerve to ask me if it was true. A year ago, when the company's cash flow dried up, I was the one who used the car's title to secure a bridge loan. Back then, he held my hand and promised me that this car was the company's saving grace and a symbol of my high status. Today, how could he look me in the eye and question me? I looked around the room. George, the sales manager, had borrowed that car just last week to pick up his mother-in-law from the hospital, even bragging about it on social media. Now, he kept his head down, pretending to study a legal document. Sarah from HR, who frequently borrowed the car for errands only to take her boyfriend for joyrides, was now looking at me with a sneer of contempt. It turns out that when interests are on the line, kindness is not only cheap, it vanishes entirely. How exactly do you want to handle this, Nate? I asked. My voice was so calm it surprised even me. Nate guiltily avoided my gaze, pointing instead at the photos. The evidence is right here, Diana. You're a founding member of this company, and we've been friends for a long time. But he did a complete 180. Right there in front of everyone, he demanded my keys and claimed he would deduct $120,000 from my pay for wear and tear. He knew damn well the Cullinan was my private property. Yet, to keep the luxury car for himself, he sat back and let an intern humiliate me. Even more absurdly, this intern, who had been on the job for less than 3 months, expected me to submit a formal request form just to get her permission to use the car. Nate adjusted his glasses, his voice as cold as ice. The rules are the rules. We have to keep business and personal matters separate. It's a matter of principle. He paused, his face devoid of any warmth as he delivered his verdict. Hand over the keys immediately. The vehicle will now be managed centrally by administration. Furthermore, finance will audit the losses Madison outlined, and the costs will be deducted from your salary next month. A smirk of triumph crossed Madison's face, like a stray cat that had finally caught a canary. Thank you, Nate. This is the only fair way. I also suggest she issue a formal apology at the next all-hands meeting. We can't let this kind of toxic behavior ruin our company culture. Nate hesitated for a moment, his eyes flickering over my face before he gave a cold nod. We'll skip the public speech. A company-wide memo will suffice. Just make sure the disciplinary action is documented in black and white. I stared at the man I thought I knew, realizing I had never truly seen his real face. The car was mine, yet I didn't argue. I didn't have a breakdown or throw the purchase documents in their faces. I stayed quiet because I saw the raw ambition in Madison's eyes, and more importantly, I saw the deep-seated greed in Nate's soul. She wanted to use me as a stepping stone to the top. He wanted to use this opportunity to officially seize my car and turn my past generosity into his permanent asset. 2 years was a long time, long enough for them to develop a delusional sense of entitlement, believing that the luxuries they were allowed to use actually belonged to them. Fine, I replied softly. I stood up slowly, reached into my purse, and pulled out the heavy leather key fob. I placed it gently on the conference table. The sound of the keys hitting the wood was faint, yet it felt like a judge's gavel coming down for the final time. Here are the keys. I accept the memo. I looked Nate straight in the eye, a meaningful smile playing on my lips. I truly hope this car brings the company exactly what it deserves. Nate clearly hadn't expected me to be so cooperative. Nate stood there momentarily stunned, a flicker of relief crossing his face before it was quickly masked by